Mendocino County, California. Fry Wines. Go to frywine.com. That's FREYWINE. Frywine.com. Check it out and enjoy great wines at your home tonight.
Mitt Romney on bass guitar back in the band here on the old show. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition with the one and only Mr. Fred Dryer.
Thank you so much, Michael Horn. We are at 79,089.
I'm bailing.
79, that's as high as we've ever been.
7908. That's very high last night.
I've got my hand right on the stick. I may just push this thing right into outer space.
We're very high today because marijuana was legalized in Colorado, so we made a stop.
By all means.
There you go. Thank you.
You might as well make everything okay.
And they have, by the way, in Los Angeles, I want you to know, those of you that love adult films, condoms are now required, and we have to pay for condoms for all the adult actors. That passed overwhelmingly.
Well, we'll get into all that.
Yes.
But I want to just talk a little bit about something that I started talking about here several weeks ago, and that was the article that I read to you.
We got it.
There's somebody yapping.
Yeah, we got it.
That I read to you several weeks ago about trouble within the GOP. Now, as you recall, the article was about the division between what is going on in the GOP in terms of conservative versus left of center Republicans, and those are two big distinctions. And so I believe at the time that I was talking about this, it was very clear to me at the time, and had been for a long time, one of the fears that I've had about the presidential nominees coming out of the Republican Party is the fact is that they are left of center. As you all know, we've talked about this before. I am a constitutional conservative. I believe wholeheartedly in that document. And the Republican Party does not. It is left of center. It is where Karl Rove took us with George Bush. We never went back. It's where George Bush governed from his 8 years, setting up the paradigm, the bathwater that we now live in. And what that did is that it set the model that went towards spending domestically, which is exactly what the Democrats love to do, at the expense of the military, at the expense of you and me and business and the middle class, and all of those things that make up the rich underpinnings of what makes America great, and has been the underpinnings that has made America great for the last 236 years. So getting around to it, the circumstances that we find ourselves in, yet again, is the fact is that we have promoted, and we've talked about this on this show ad nauseum, that Mitt Romney is a left-of-center Republican. He's not a conservative, and we saw a lot of that in the debates of the primaries, and we all agreed that okay, the base is going to have a tough time rallying around Mitt. They're going to have to warm up to him. What is he going to do to get the base to show up? Now, in this election, fewer people in the base showed up. It's clear that the Republicans were out voted by the Democrats. More Democrats showed up than Republicans did. And so many people did not resonate with Mitt Romney as a conservative. Many people that went to the polls voted for him because it was the clear choice that you had to vote for him because of where we were going with this lunatic in the White House. So now you have the problem of mounting a campaign for the last several months, the last 60, 90 days, and that message was muddied. It was singular, jobs, 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 jobs. And it was not inclusive of the real narrative that was the subtext of what is going on in this country today. And that is, we are losing America. We are losing everything that is American. We're losing everything, everybody, every teaching, every inspiration that is American. We don't have the pride of Americans. We've lost the definition of what an American is. We don't even realize that at one time we have a whole forest of young people from about 25 and younger that don't know the history of this country. They don't know the history of the founding fathers. They don't even know who they are. One joke that was played, throughout the last 6 months or so is Jay Leno's jaywalking, which is one of my favorite parts of television. Yeah. Is where he goes out and asks people who Thomas Jefferson was, and they had no idea. They ask who the founding fathers. He says, "What's that?" And there was a lot of people, and these weren't just drunks off the street. These looked to be kids at the mall, kids in high school, some college kids that were interviewed. And nobody knows anything about the country. So when anybody tries to talk to them about anything that's of value, like their future, they don't recognize it. They don't acknowledge it. All they acknowledge is that guy's going to give me free stuff. That guy, if I listen to that guy and he's a nice enough guy, and by God, he's a black guy, and we voted for him, and I know he's not doing very well, but this is affirmative action, and the black guy's not doing very well, so let's give the guy another shot like they would affirmative action. Let's lower the standards once again. Let's lower the standards yet again on the presidency and allow the black guy to see if he can get it right. And that's in the underpinning of what the politic is in order to get him elected. He was clearly elected on the race factor. He was unqualified, as we knew then and as we know now. He is weak. He is terrific. He is as Joe Biden said, nice, well-mannered, speaking young man, and articulates and speaks well, as if he shouldn't, or he can't, or he didn't, or he wouldn't. So the racist elements is clearly on the left, and it's being used as a leverage against the dumbass white people that we all know to be true, that not only elected him once, but turned around and elected him again for the second time. And so affirmative action is live and cooking in the White House in Washington, D.C. And what we have is the failure of Mitt Romney to understand what the real narrative of this country was. The real narrative was not jobs, 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 jobs. That was clearly a major festering sore that affected everybody at every strata. But the real problem is that in order to win people's attention and to get people to vote for you and to listen to you and to capture them so they learn something about you other than just being a rich white guy, he failed to understand that he had to talk to them about what was hurting them, and that is Americanism. He forgot to tell people what it was like to be an American. He forgot to tell people that we're losing it. And here's what an American is. This is what we are. This is why we're great. And this is why that if you vote for this guy, you're going to go down the route of Western Europe. You're going to go that route. There's two things here. He didn't give people the image of what to separate. He didn't give the people the information how to visualize themselves away from Barack Obama. And that's the failure of the politic. That's always been the problem. And until that changes, they're not going to win another election as far as the White House goes. Now, when we come back, we have a lot to talk about. Mike and I will slam it around, so don't go away.
Stay with us. It's the PM Show Weekend Edition with the one and only Fred Dryer on CRN.
Homeowners, in today's world, no neighborhood is